Right, good evening. Welcome back to Teesside Ste&Dee, and tonight's topic is PMQs. Today's summary of it was predominantly about the grooming gangs, which we knew it would be. But I'm so angry tonight because political parties, all three of them, three of them really, Labour, Tories, Reform, have all used this, especially the Tories, for political point scoring. This was a real life situation. Millions of us watched the documentary on Rochdale. Millions of us were horrified by what we watched on that documentary from Rochdale. The grooming of these young kids, 11, 12, 13-year-old, plied with drugs, drink, gang raped by predominantly Asian nationals. Now, I know a lot of them were charged, a lot of them were deported. I'm sure this is still ongoing in many places. I understand sort of why Tories wanted an inquiry at the grooming gangs. However, they were in government for 14 years and did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was never on the top of their agenda. It was never anywhere near the top of the agenda. So they should hang their heads in shame, really, the Tories, over the last few days since Elon Musk raised this subject. Elon Musk has gone about it all wrong. His insults to people, and I mean vile insults to people, on all parties is disgraceful and cannot be tolerated in British society. And I'm glad that the parties in England have sort of responded against his incitement, basically. I've thought long and hard about this one today, and that's why I'm leaving it till quite late tonight to do this. But Reform are talking about, obviously, we know that the child wellbeing and school bill was voted on tonight, and Labour sailed through it. They've got that through, and this was basically based on the last inquiry on child abuse many years ago, and all that time after that, the Tories have been in government and did nothing. Labour have now come up with a 20-point plan. They've got to implement this, and they've got to implement it very fast. Otherwise, people will have the right to jump on their backs. Now, I'm not a fan of Labour, and I think Labour have been appalling in the 6 months they've been in. And this wasn't even on the agenda for anybody in the last week and a half ago, until, like I say, Elon Musk stepped in. Rightly or wrongly, he's brought it to the attention of Parliament, and it's been discussed and better discussed. But Tories have used it as a massive point scoring exercise, and this was a real life sick issue. Shocking. Hundreds and hundreds of young girls violated, abused by Asian men. Now, Reform apparently now are going to raise the money to set up their own inquiry into grooming gangs. We don't need another inquiry. We've got the results of that inquiry. That needs to be implemented by Labour. It's going to be implemented quickly. We've got to see the results, and they've got to announce this to Parliament. They've got to announce it to the people within weeks and months. We can't have this, like the post office scandal and the blood scandal, just dragging on and on for the next decade, 15, 20 years. People want answers and they want them now. So, this political point scoring should be embarrassed, all of you. Should be embarrassed, all the parliamentarians should be embarrassed by the way they've used this as a political football, political tool, a political point scoring exercise. It was real life people suffering real life crime in real life society. So that was what PMQs was basically about today. Shame on all politicians for the way they've handled this. Let's see this implementation of these 20-point plan get underway quickly, starting next week, and feedback to the House and feedback to the people, weekly, monthly, whatever. But we need feedback and we need to see action. No more inquiries, don't think that's necessary. As I said, it was a point scoring exercise from the Tories, should be very ashamed of themselves. Gone even further down now in my estimations. Is Nigel Farage going to get anything by raising funds and holding his own inquiry? No, I don't think he will. I think, again, that's another point scoring exercise, and I don't think Nigel needs to do that. I think he's got that many people on board right now that this could actually set him back. So I think he's going to be careful with that one. But one final note, predominantly these grooming gangs were in Labour-run council areas. And the Labour-run council public services in those areas have got a lot of questions to answer. They've got a lot of soul searching to do. Did they do the right thing? Did they act accordingly? Did they have a fear of being accused of racism, so they turned a blind eye? There's a lot of questions need answering. Will we ever get the answers? Probably not. But what we do need is this bill implementing fast. We cannot allow anything like this in this country again. And as for anybody who has committed such offences from the Asian community, they've got to be deported. Anyway, that's the summary of PMQs today. Good night. God bless to you all. Love you.